If Deion Sanders was a dope dealer, he would be a kingpin because his product always sells out. Oh, it ain't what you think. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Yeah. Blackjack. Life is like a game of cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Yeah. Blackjack. To play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button as it helps push the content out to more potential subscribers, as well as the people who've already subscribed to the channel. Also, subscribe to the channel yourself if you haven't done so, and tell a friend. And like I always say, if you would like to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and hit the little bell notification right below this video. I was contacted the other day by one of my subscribers, and they asked me to elaborate on the Deion Sanders situation. I did a little research and finding out that Deion would be leaving Jackson State, right? And potentially going to Colorado, and for a substantial pay increase. And most people have been going in on Deion, basically saying that he's a sellout. He's trading on his race and so on and so forth in regards to his decision. This is very important because in our community, it seems as if, if it's not directly dealing with sports and you being an athlete, right, it is shunned upon when you find yourself advancing in any kind of corporate perspective, or from any kind of corporate perspective, meaning, behind the scenes, if you will, because that is something that we are not really, it's not really advantageous to us, generally, from that perspective. And so what I think about that is I think it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? On one hand, you got, Deion being at Jackson State, doing all of the things that he's done there and getting the guys that he's gotten to come to that school to make their program, one, more, giving it more notoriety. Number two, more wins. Number three, bringing the state of Mississippi more revenue in regards to that, in regards to who he is and his accomplishments on the field, being a star athlete himself. And so from that perspective, I think that Deion Sanders himself is a value to the situation, right? Let's first take that into consideration when we talk about, him, who he is, and the value that he brings, the notoriety that he brings, and like I say, the winning spirit and attitude that he's brung to all of the situations that he's basically dealt with in his professional career. Let's not forget Deion Sanders played both baseball professionally and football professionally at the same time. And so when we deal with that, first we got to understand where the value lies. So it lies in him, right? And also in the young men that play at Jackson State. So when you deal with that, you first got to look at it, you got to compartmentalize it. So, people just look at the money. Well, they didn't really look at or say anything in regards to the money or the contract that he signed, in which he probably could have went somewhere else prior to going to Jackson State for more money. He chose to do it there. A lot of times you have programs that don't believe that, us or people as African Americans, as an African American coach, could be successful, right? And here's a team that's predominantly black in Jackson State, right? And Deion can go in there and get everybody on the same page, get everybody understanding that the game is not on you, but in you, right? And so therefore the program became successful, profitable, and all of those other things. Now, here comes an opportunity based on the value once again and the individual that Deion Sanders is as a coach now, not just as a player, but as a coach who can come on, and Coach Sanders, can come on, or Coach Prime, or whatever you want to call him, come on and actually say, you know what? Damn, he does have value. Not only does he have value, but guess what? A lot of those potential D1 players who are coming or would be normally recruited by these other big schools, whether they were paid under the table, given other incentives to come to their schools. Now, Deion can talk to them and usually convince them, hey, look, you come over here, we're going to win. Because guess what? You already talking to a winner. And Deion Sanders himself, he knows the game, right? He knows the mentality that it takes to win. So now here comes Colorado. They offered him, a $25 million contract when I think he was getting like $3 million over a certain, I think 4 years, a certain amount of time at Jackson State, right? Now, why shouldn't Deion Sanders be able to be paid or should I say in the same realm or a comparable salary as any other white coach? See, he's proven his value. And you got to understand, it's only sometimes with us as African Americans, but then you hear other people like that like to chime in, right? Only us as African Americans who complain about something like that. You don't hear nobody talking about none of these Mike Krzyzewski, any other these other coaches, Dean Smith, that made astronomical amounts of money in regards to teaching athletes, or should I say coaching athletes, teaching and coaching athletes on the college level. So now here it is, Deion Sanders, who not only played the game, a lot of these other coaches haven't even played basketball, haven't even played football, haven't even played baseball, but they qualify as a coach, based on whatever the qualifications that particular university has, to meet. So, okay, cool. But here you have a guy in Deion Sanders who's played the game, who's won the game, not only one sport, but two. And it just goes to show you how great he really was. And I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration. So when Colorado comes and offers Deion Sanders this contract, it is in his right. Not only in his right, but he's earned it. They ain't giving out no money to no black man, $5 million, $3 million a year. They not just giving that to you. You have to earn that. And I don't know any other person, white, black, blue, or green, right, that when they worked at one job and their performance and value was seen and recognized, and somebody from some other job, let's say hypothetically, somebody that was working at Apple, Apple Corporation, right? And let's say Google, somebody, one of the guys from Google was friends with the guy at Apple and knew about his performance and how great he was as a programmer or anything, or the job that he held, right? And he talked to his bosses at Apple, say, hey, you know what? Jay's my friend. And he's over there at, he was the one that basically spearheaded the program that Apple just brought out to enhance their platform. And Google took a recognition of that. And Google said, you know what? Hey, talk to Jay and tell him we'll pay him, $3 million more, $4 million more if he comes and he joins our team. And Jay says, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's somebody recognizing the value in you, right? And saying, hey, you know what? I think that you're worth more money. And I think that you would be a much more valuable player on our team, right? For more money than you are currently where you are right now, if you're willing to take it. Some people don't. Some people like where they are, they like what they're doing, and all of that, right? But Deion Sanders chose to do what he needed to do, right? Respectfully, because he earned it. And everybody and anybody that is of human species, if you will, should be appreciative of that. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, you should be appreciative of it. And like I said, it's sometimes only in our community where we, he's sellout, he doing this. Well, he didn't become the product that he's become to hold on to it. I want to sell out. They made that sell out thing like selling out who? If Deion Sanders wasn't who Deion Sanders was, most of these people who are speaking negatively about him, if Deion Sanders needed some money, wouldn't give him a dime. You got to know that. Don't fall into that trick bag. When people start talking about, oh, he's selling out, he leaving you. No. Nobody was built or made to stay in just one place. If you feel like you want to stay in one place and you're comfortable there, hey, people respect that. That's your prerogative. That's what you want to do. You go ahead and do it. But at the end of the day, if you chose to move on, if you chose to do better things, move to a different state, go to a different school, that's your prerogative. I'll give you another prime example of that same thing. Like when NBA players, when Kevin Durant did what he did and he went to Golden State and so on, everybody was like, oh man, he shouldn't have did this, he shouldn't have did that. When the NBA team wants to trade players to whatever team that they want to make a deal because it's business, they don't see it as personal. They don't dislike Kevin Durant. They don't dislike LeBron James or whoever else, right? It's business. And a lot of people are better at handling their business, right? And not being emotionally attached to things and thinking more about the bottom line. And that's what it is. So if you're not thinking that way, you may want to change the way you're thinking in regards to that to be more successful in your business. It should be a learning opportunity more than anything, So that's my thing about the Deion Sanders thing. Like I said, I'm not personally, emotionally involved with another man being successful. That's his prerogative. He earned it. And there's no way, or I don't have that bone in my body where I look at it and say, well, some way, somehow, he a sellout, he this, he that. No. He earned it. It's just that simple. When you go to work and you work for a week, 2 weeks, you get paid every week or every 2 weeks. Can't nobody get mad because your paycheck look good. You earned it. It's just that simple. So like I say, a lot of people have, done that same old thing, that psychological trickery, if you will, and trying to make you feel guilty about the decisions that you make in your life. But guess what? I guarantee you, if it came down to you not being able to pay your mortgage, pay your rent, or pay your bills, not near one of those people who are criticizing you would help you. It seems like we love to see the downfall. We love to see somebody get knocked off the pedestal, if you will. So, like I said, once again, at the end of the day, Deion Sanders earned what he's gotten. And it's time for you to keep earning yours or earn yours overall, if you will. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.